Welcome to Two Chicks and a Horror Flick, a weekly horror movie review podcast. I'm Tawny Ray.
And I'm Felicia Connor. Subscribe to get new episodes every Wednesday. We dive into trivia, drink a little whiskey, and of course, give our no BS opinions.
Join our Discord server or message us on social media to talk all things scary.
And if you like the show, consider supporting us on Patreon.
You can find all these links on our website, twochicksandahorrorflick.com. Thanks for listening.
Now let's get scared.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a very special episode of our podcast, because today we will not be reviewing a horror flick, but we will be reviewing the first part of the last season / newest season of Stranger Things. So yay, welcome.
Yay. And Tawny doesn't know, but I'm going to say it right now. I would love to do this for all of them. So they might bleed into January, but if you're willing, I would love to.
Yeah, but like for the second part?
Yeah, for the second part in the finale.
Yeah, I think we should too. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm excited about it.
I wasn't sure. We actually have recording set up for after Christmas Day, because that's when it comes out. But I believe we're recording that next week because we usually do our end of year review. Yeah. So we could do that, and then we'll have to do in January quick follow up for that finale on New Year's Eve.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Cool. Okay, good. I'm glad you like that, because I didn't run it by her first. I would have been rejected on the air, even though it's not on the air because it's recorded. But
yeah. No, I'm down.
Okay, cool.
So we're going to go through each episode of part 1, which is just 4 episodes. But before we get into all of that, Miriam, what are you drinking?
Ooh. I'm drinking water, but I did put stickers on my thing.
Ooh,
so I don't have a lot of stickers. So this is like, we got this at that horror show we went to in California, the Halloween convention. Yeah. It's Michael Myers. This is a future best-selling author.
Nice.
Sticker. And then this is just this big thing that says believe, but right here etched into this cup, I got this at a work offsite. So I had a really pretty picture in my work logo, but I don't know, companies, maybe I say some pretty crazy shit on here. So I thought, maybe now I could bring my cup up, because I very strategically always do it. So you can't see the logo. I'm very conscious of that. So now I put stickers on it. I did tell the kids, they're out right now doing some stuff. And I said, if you see any Stranger Things stickers, please bring it, because I want to put it on here. And then I don't know where I put that Two Chicks and a Horror Flick sticker I got years and years ago. I put it somewhere safe, and I'm doing quotes because this is very safe. This is like, I cannot locate it, so I might need to buy some more. But in it is just ice water. Nice. How about you?
I also just have water.
Nice.
I actually have not had any alcohol. I haven't drank in 6 weeks now. So.
That is amazing. Oh my God. If I had the noisemaker thing, it'd go, woo, cheers. Like in Stranger Things, I was thinking about that.
Yes,
we'll get to it, but I was totally thinking about, oh man, I wish I had that thing.
The cool tape deck switcher.
Yes,
that was
neat. I got the game Killer Frequency, but then my middle daughter ended up playing a little bit of it, and I was watching, and you do that in that game too. You do you switch out the tapes to do like noise, like cheering or farts or whatever the thing is. But anyway,
I haven't heard of that.
Maybe I need to ask for that as a gift. There's like a panel that we could attach where I could just press it and it would make noise.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tony's like, I think you could be really fucking irritating with that. No. I'm kidding. You're the best. I'm totally joking, because I could be.
I was just thinking, we could always edit it in, but that is harder.
But, that we've talked about that. Especially, I think you probably just paused and thought, okay, so when Miriam is editing, I'm going to get so many Discord messages. How do I put these applause in there now? You're going to be like, forget it. Don't put it. And by the way, I make it sound like Tony is frustrated, and she's like never been frustrated or mad at me. Well, she might have been frustrated, but I never knew.
No. I feel like I'm not easily, I'm chill. I'm chilling. I feel like this is a running joke about me, even at work.
Is that your super chill?
Well, the joke is like, oh, you're going to make Tawny mad,
Oh.
Because, I'm never mad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh my gosh, that's funny. I love it. Well, maybe Steve was telling me about one of those little things. He's like, yeah, you just put it right there. And he was so into it. You just press the button and it makes the noises and it pops things up like, like those little things on YouTube. I sound like an old lady, but on YouTube channels where it comes across and it has a little click, subscribe arrow and like the little.
Yeah.
Like it comes across and it says, follow, and there's a little finger that goes follow, subscribe.
Now, if we're talking about video thing, that's crazy. Because at first, when you started talking about it again, I was like, okay, well, I bet there's like cheaper. I'm imagining like a very high tech sort of like switcher thing for video productions, like live productions. But then, I don't know. I think that would be doable and probably pretty easy. But then you were talking about video stuff, and I'm like, oh God, I don't know.
That I thought maybe I misunderstood him, but I think it's like the whole shebang. You can make noises and do all this. I don't know.
We'll have to look it up. I don't know.
Maybe I made that whole shit up, but you think. Oh my goodness. All right.
Yeah. What have you been up to? Listening to, watching?
Pulling this up right now. So Stranger Things, of course. So we just had Thanksgiving and ate and came home. Like we were so excited, and then watched the whole thing Thanksgiving night from beginning to end.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. We didn't stop. We went the whole through. I had all the kids here. So we sat down and watched it. Steve fell asleep. So he had to watch the last 2 episodes the next day. But that's what we did. And then Steve and I, this weekend, we started a show. We're on the last episode, and it was really good, called Death by Lightning. And it's about our president, Garfield, way back in the day, like the 1800s.
Okay.
Okay. And how he became president, and then how he was assassinated. And really amazing actors in it. And it's really well done. And I couldn't help I asked ChatGPT if it was accurate, and it said it is an accurate retelling. But of course, there's got to be fictionalized stuff in there because we don't really know, private conversations and stuff like that. But it made me think let me just tell you. So you have Matthew McFadden is Charles Guiteau, and Michael Shannon. Gosh, he is so good. Michael Shannon is James A. Garfield. And then Nick Offerman is Chester Arthur, who is the vice president, and Shea Wingham. If you look up these, really, really great actors. But so what I was going to say is Michael Shannon, he's such a good actor. I was like, wow, if this was really what President Garfield was like, I just wish we would have a candidate in present day that was like this guy. He was like the people's guy. He wanted to take out corruption. He wanted to make it good again. He was so fucking cool. I obviously don't know if he really was cool because this was a show, but if he was really cool, and it's a really good story. It's super fascinating. And a bummer, obviously, because we know he was assassinated, but didn't know like everything leading up to it. It's really, really good. I believe it's a limited series, so it's only 4 episodes.
What's it on?
It's on Netflix.
Okay. And I'm assuming it's like a docudrama based on what you're saying about there being actors and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So like a true story, but
it is like
it's not a documentary,
right?
Yeah. Yes, okay. Exactly. It's dramatized. It's not a documentary.
They're not like interviewing historians, right? Okay.
All story.
Got it.
And I really, really like it. It's really got me. I was like, wow. I wish they would make this show. You know how they do the monster show with all the serial killers? Maybe they could do this with all the most interesting presidents.
Yeah, totally.
So that I can learn about them. It sounds so terrible, but
no, I'm fucking with you. I don't remember anything about any fucking American presidents from history classes.
No,
so
I didn't even know about this guy. I recognize the name Garfield,
right? Of course,
and I knew not the cat, but I knew it was a president. But I didn't know anything. I didn't even know he was assassinated. I didn't know anything. Yeah, but so curious. Okay, anyways, so go watch that. It's great. I did watch Presents because we were going to watch it for this show. And we still may do it, I'm sure. But I already told Tawny that I was bored. So I'll leave it at that in case we do an episode, then we could dive deeper. But
Okay.
there was that. And then last but not least, I only have a few minutes left of my book, Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. And I will say Lisa Jewell has surpassed Stephen King as my favorite author.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. She's brilliant. She's brilliant. And somebody said to me, you never know what's going to happen. She writes thrillers. And I said, you never know what's going to happen in her story. And somebody had mentioned, oh, that's really good. Because typically when you read a lot of one particular author, you get to know kind of how their brain works, I suppose, and you're able to uncover things faster. But I haven't been able to do that. So
that's cool.
That is my life the last few days. How about you?
Yeah, I don't have like a ton of updates. There's probably a bunch of shit that I've watched that I am forgetting, but the main things that I want to note are we saw Begonia in the theater, which is Yorgos Lanthimos' new movie with Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. And it was good. It is a remake of a Southern Korean film called Save the Green Planet, which Paige actually screened, I think, last year at the Idaho Film Society. So we had seen the original version of it, and it's very similar in like story beats, but the tone is like very different. And I don't know, it's just an experience of a movie. Like if you haven't seen it yet, I think it's a great movie, but it left me feeling bad. Like I was
okay.
I was like exhausted by it, and also I don't quite know how I feel about the adaptation. Like I kind of wish they had done something a little different than what they did. Just because what? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I just looked it up because I never even heard of it. And it has that. I love that actor, the guy.
Yeah, Jesse Plemons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You just said his name. Yeah, he's such a good actor. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to look it up because I've never even heard of that movie.
Oh, really? I was getting ads for it like crazy, like right before it came out and right as it came out. So we went and saw it like pretty soon after it was in theaters. But anyway, I think it was a really great movie in the end. I think it's worth a watch. It definitely, I would, I didn't realize going in, but I would put it in the horror category.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Maybe it's worth a watch also on our show at some point. But yeah.
Oh, interesting. I never even heard of that. I think all I have in my feed right now is Stranger Things.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Everything.
Yeah. It just has taken over.
Yes.
I forgot to write this down, but I just remembered that we did end up like renting and watching The Toxic Avenger. And that is just not for me.
Yeah. I was wondering. I was like, oh, maybe she's going to say it's really good. It's not something I would have signed up for.
Have you seen the old one?
No.
Yeah. I only saw like a scene of that one at some point, and I felt like that wasn't for me either. But I thought, I don't know. They redid it. Maybe it's cool. No. Jade fell asleep, and I suffered through 2 hours or whatever that I won't get back. That's okay. I did also watch Wayward with Toni Collette. Finally.
I just got cold chills. I don't even know if you liked it or not, though.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. No, it was really good.
So fucking good.
There was a lot of like weird shit going on in there that I liked. So I almost want to rewatch it with Jade because I watched it by myself. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, Toni Collette.
She's so good.
She never, ever doesn't deliver.
Yeah. And I felt like a lot of the other actors were really great too.
So good. Yeah, that's really nice because all of the actors, I can't really think of any that I didn't like.
Yeah. I loved the two girls. I mean,
yeah,
their relationship and everything was really awesome and felt very real and grounded. And then I guess the biggest thing for me for some reason is I rewatched a bunch of movies because I was busy crocheting a little sweater vest over the last like few weeks. It took me hours and hours and hours. And I was even crocheting on Thanksgiving because I was like, just wanted to finish it. And so that's cool. I made a thing that's wearable. That's cool. A scarf. It is too short though. It's not I'm not going to actually be able to wear it because it does not fit well. And so that's a suck. I'm like,
you finished something you started, though. That's great.
That's something, I guess. And I took a bunch of notes about like what I would do differently next time. And so that's what I was telling Jade today. I was like, I guess that's what you do is you just spend hours and hours and hours working on something and then figure out what you did wrong and do it differently next time.
Yep. Is your number one to do differently next time is to not crochet a sweater vest? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I actually... for a second after I finished it, because I was riding a high for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, cool, it's finished. I can actually look at it. I'll send you pictures.
Yeah.
I was like, and it doesn't look terrible from the front on. It really doesn't look terrible at all. It's just that I made it too short. It just is too short. I was going for a cropped thing, but it's too cropped and it looks weird with stuff. So I tried to wear it today and just, I got frustrated and I was like, well, this sucks. So for a half second, I was like, ooh, next I'm going to try a sweater. But a sweater is like so much more fabric and time that I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's time to swap back over to sewing for a hot second, get frustrated with that, then go back to crochet. I think that's going to be my hobby future.
I think it's cool you're doing both.
Yeah.
Or either. Like I've always wanted to be able to sew. And I remember when the kids were little, I wanted to be able to sew them up clothes and do stuff like that. And
yeah,
I took some sewing classes and then was like, ugh.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Both of these things are hard. It's like,
I sewed my dad an apron for Father's Day. And that was
cool.
what I did in the class. But I think it was like too tiny and I don't know. It finished it, but yeah, I was like, whoo, man, that was rough.
Yeah, it's like such a struggle to get through it. Maybe I can get faster, better at it, though. I asked, one of my things I'm going to ask for Christmas is like pattern drafting books or a course or something, because I think that might help me to understand how to like draft an actual pattern versus using like a commercial pattern. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that'll be too hard too, though.
I think my girls, they have little sparks of me and just like better versions because my oldest crochets people's stuffed animals. She made, I think it's Harry Styles, I believe it was, but he had this long multicolored sweater thing. I believe that's who it was. And one of her friends loved Harry Styles, so she knitted that thing for her friend. I have bookmarks, like all kinds of stuff. And then my middle daughter, she goes and to all the different vintage shops or like Goodwill, things like that, and gets clothes, even if they don't fit her or whatever, and totally dismantles them. She went and got curtains from there and made pants out of it, like tuxedo type pants with inside the pockets were like this crazy material in the pockets. And she's just in there. She pulls her little thing out and she's sewing and doing all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, wow, you guys, that's really cool.
Yeah, good for you.
I gave you the spark and it blossomed. And I never stuck with it.
That's cool. Does she have a machine? Or does she hand sew? Okay.
No, yeah. She used to do little things with hand sewing, and then my mom one holiday got her a sewing machine.
Cool.
Yeah. But she doesn't knit or anything like that, but then my oldest does. And you've seen like her painting. She like paints on glass panes, like anime stuff and all kinds of stuff.
You got some artsy kids.
Yeah, I can't draw. They didn't get that spark from me at all. But yeah.
That's cool. Jealous.
Yes. I'll
get there someday, actually making stuff.
You're doing
That's
it.
good.
You made earrings. Okay, so I said all that, but my middle daughter, when she made these one pants, they were a little too tight. So now she has to do exactly what you said, figure out what she did wrong and then do it better. This is part of the process. So you're just like them. Yeah. I admire all of you. She's literally, they want to go to a concert and And she was like, this is my costume that I want to wear. And I'm like, where are you going to buy that? So unique. She goes, I'm making it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
wow.
God.
That's
wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, are you ready to get into talking about Stranger Things?
I am ready. So guys, I know Tani was just about to say this, but I've been thinking about it a lot. I just want you to know, we want you to know, this is spoiler full.
Yeah.
Full. So if you do not want to be spoiled, I'm being all neurotic about it just because it was just released and maybe not everybody is as crazy as us and finished it, but I doubt that. But there's going to be some people out there who haven't seen it. Turn away, please.
Yeah.
If you have not seen it.
Massive spoilers for the first part of season 5.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it all or you care to avoid spoilers, turn back. Get out of here. Come back when you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to skip the stuff that we normally do. There's a huge cast here. You probably know them even. Directors change.
You know them, you love them.
You know them, you love them. So we're just going to get straight into talking about the episodes. So I will read, or we'll swap off reading the like summaries on Wikipedia so that we can kind of remember what happens in what episode. And then we'll talk about it and move on from there. So first one, we're talking about chapter 1, The Crawl. So while hiding in the Upside Down in 1983, Will is caught by Vecna and infected by a tentacle. In 1987, 18 months after the Rifts incident, a contingent, and I think that must be at the end of season 4. That's what they must mean by Rifts incident.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's like the crack, big. Yeah.
Yeah. A contingent of the U.S. military led by Dr. K and Lieutenant Akers have placed Hawkins under quarantine and created a base camp within the Upside Down while still on the hunt for 11, who trains in hiding with Hopper and Joyce. Will, Lucas, and Mike lay low during the military occupation, though Dustin continues to honor Eddie to the provocation of the school basketball team. Steve, R.A.P. Eddie, Steve, Robin, Jonathan, and Nancy work at a local radio station where they relay coded messages to the group about opportunities to sneak Hopper into the Upside Down that they call crawls. I liked this because it's like a dungeon crawl. Like dungeons.
Oh, love
Dungeons
that.
And Dragons. That they call crawls to find Vecna's hideout. Dustin is viciously beaten at Eddie's grave, causing him to miss the next crawl, which goes awry when a Demogorgon attacks a military caravan, forcing Hopper to take shelter within the Upside Down. Will telepathically witnesses the attack and sees the Demogorgon head towards the Wheeler residence just as it tears open the gate in the bedroom of Mike and Nancy's younger sister, Holly. Cliffhanger. All right. What are your thoughts on episode 1?
Okay. So, no secret, I fucking love Stranger Things, and it did not let me down. I absolutely loved it. As soon as the music started, I just felt like crying. I was so excited and so happy. Absolutely loved it. First thing I'll say that I noted is I thought everybody looked very adequately aged. Like, I didn't think they definitely looked older, but there's been so much time in between. I don't know that when they came, I thought, oh, these could be teens. Older teens, graduating high school teens, but not, like they have so many jokes like, oh, here's Lucas now looks like Morgan Freeman. And here's you see all these, like, these people look so much older. And I don't think they did. I think they still looked like teens. Right. So I liked that. I loved all of the characters. One other thing that we noted is that we were sad of how depressed Dustin's character is.
Yeah.
And this persists throughout because he was always so full of life and really just energetic and rallying everybody all the time. And he's just very severely depressed. So, and I was really sad to see his relationship with Steve was suffering because they're just such a fucking amazing duo. And I imagine, I don't know, the story arc will be that they come back together and then something probably fucking devastating is going to happen. I don't know. I'm not hinting at anything, obviously, because we haven't seen the other ones, but this is what I'm guessing. And the one last, oh, no, go ahead.
Just on that same note for Dustin and Eddie, I mean, you can tell like losing Eddie has devastated him, and he like is dealing with it in a maybe less than productive way, just in the way that he is really provoking these other dudes at school. Like,
yeah, those fucking assholes, dude, fuck off.
They suck. Dude. Obviously, they're in the wrong, but like, come on, Dustin. Like,
yeah.
Throughout this whole episode, the other members of the group are trying to tell him, like, lay low. Like, we're not trying to draw attention to ourselves, and like, stop just trying to provoke them. But he is mad about Eddie and what they still think of him, even though, you know, he's gone now. It's like a kind of moot point, but they are still really going in on this like Hellfire Club thing. So he's just rebelling against this, which is ultimately bad for him because he gets the shit kicked out of it. I'm surprised they left him alive. That other kid was ready to fucking shoot Lucas.
You know, he did promised him when he was dying that he would take on and carry on Hellfire Club.
He did say that, yeah. And then even the kids say, like, he was talking about he has to find the lost sheep. And they're like, what sheep? But,
yeah.
He's even wearing, like, rings like Eddie. I noticed his hair is longer like Eddie. Like, you can just, he is taking this hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was sad.
Okay, so you guys are going to think I'm nuts, but I'm just going to say it. I could understand it. Even I understand what he's doing, and totally from the Jewish side and the Jewish experience. I'm not saying that he's Jewish or anything. Just hear me out. There's always a conversation, especially right now in the climate that it is. Oh, just don't wear your Star of Davids, like, because even if you're a proud Jewish person out in the world, it could provoke people, right? Or I hear people saying, oh, you know, I took down my mezuzahs. They usually go on the outside of the door and put on the inside of the door. And then I come from the school of thought of, fuck it. You know, like, no one's going to make me be quiet of who I am and what I'm standing for and what I believe. So I'm just going to do it. Not that it doesn't cross my mind, you know, like,
yeah, of course.
You know, like if I'm in an airport or something, and I say airport just because there's so many different people from all different walks of life. So you never know who, versus in my neighborhood going to the mailbox. This is not like a big thing. But, you know, and I think to myself, well, I understand that point of view. Maybe just tuck it into my shirt, and there's just not going to be a problem, because I ultimately don't want to deal with anybody's problem with me, you know, and provoke that. But then I never do, because then on the other hand, I'm like, nah, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
so anyways,
totally.
This is like a really extreme version of me connecting with how Dustin feels.
No, but I agree with you. I think that I would also probably do the same. Like, you're not going to tell me what I can't fucking wear. Get the fuck out of here. But I think he takes it too far when he like puts the snake in the other kid's locker, and then they show up at the cemetery with him, and he fucking throws lighter fluid in their eyes to blind them. I was like, whoa, dude, this has escalated so fast. Not to say that the other guys didn't also escalate, but I mean,
yeah, that's intense.
Like, run away, try something else, you know. He was like so severely outnumbered with all those guys that I get, but I don't know. I wouldn't have turned to that until I was actually being assaulted, you know?
Yeah.
He made the first move there.
I'm letting you know that if you were my leader, and I think of you that way very much all the time. If you were my leader and somebody, you know, and you died in that way, and the Vecna and all of that, people are like, Donnie's evil, she should burn in hell, I would be very vocal and very pissed off. So I just want you to know.
Oh, okay.
I'd be a little Dustin for you.
Well, I appreciate that.
The snake was too far.
Yeah.
I mean, you're showing up and you are saying, you know what, I'm going to continue Hellfire. This is not a bad thing. It's Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for Eddie. Okay, cool. But then, yeah. Antagonizing that one guy, because the last thing, now that big, stupid asshole of a guy is humiliated.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he might try to kill him.
Yeah, for sure. I also thought, oh, they're not going to stop. They're just going to murder him. I was surprised that they left him.
It was pretty violent, cutting up the snake and then drawing blood on Eddie's gravestone. I mean,
totally.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oof.
Which is also fucking crazy.
Yeah, because you're killing little animals. Like,
yeah, like fuck those guys too, for sure. Like, they're obviously the bad guys in this situation. But it is like,
I agree.
Kristen, you shouldn't have done that, because now you've gotten this poor little just school pet snake killed. Okay,
corn snake, right?
Just a little corn snake.
Yeah, and also, because I agree with you on this, now that we've talked it through, they have so much bigger things to worry about.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, they're doing those crawls. They've done 37 of them or whatever. And so they're way bigger things to worry about than now getting these guys involved in your life and harassing you more. And it seems almost just like, let's just stay on the radar, because how are you even engaged with being in school when you really know you're fighting Vecna in the evening?
Well, that's why I think he's like not dealing with Eddie. I think he's doing it. I think he's engaging in like risky behavior, because he's fucking mad and he's like acting out. And so, yeah.
And everybody else is like, very reasonably like, look, who cares about those guys?
Yeah, right.
The Vecna is underneath the ground.
Yeah, they even say like Eddie didn't give a shit about what those guys thought of him.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it,
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Anyway, Dusty.
I know. So that's all to say. Yeah, we were bummed that he is so depressed. And his joy, his light is gone for now, at least.
Yeah.
Hopper and Joyce are super fucking cute together.
Yes, of course.
I love them. And Holly. Yeah, when Holly, I'm like, they're showing this girl a lot. And TT's like, yeah, because it's Mike's little sister, Mom. You don't know who she is? I'm like, that's not what I'm saying, you little brat. What I'm saying is, in shows, when a character is focused on a lot, especially if they're brand new, you don't even know who they are, that they're going to have an important part in the show. And most definitely she does. We didn't get there, but dude, she is cute.
Oh, she's so cute. Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah. I do want to throw a quick like honorable mention on the casting, because I recognized her face, but I couldn't quite place her. But it's Linda Hamilton, who plays Dr. K, who was in the Terminator movies as Sarah Connor.
Okay, so thank you for saying that. We were sitting there and I said, honey, to Steve, that's Sarah Connor. And he looked and he's like, oh my God, it is. And I didn't remember her by her name. I remember her by Sarah Connor. And he's like, oh shit, that is. I'm like, oh, and the kids are like, what? And I'm like, oh, that's Sarah Connor from Terminator. And they're like, what's Terminator? And I'm like, oh, shit.
We're watching Terminator.
Yes, we got to watch Terminator. Actually, I think when I first started, I said, honey, that's Ripley from Terminator. And he's like, from Alien? And I went, oh, wait a second. No. Oh, Sarah Connor. Sorry.
I couldn't place her. I knew I recognized her face, but I was like, I think she might be some kind of final girl or something. But it's definitely Sarah Connor.
So cute.
I will say one thing that I do want to mention, just because this is episode 1. I really don't like when shows do this, and I was kind of disappointed that they did it here. I hate when the last episode of the previous season ends on something really big and they sort of cliffhanger you, and you're expecting the trajectory to continue in the same upward direction as it was in the last episode. But like, I get frustrated when that happens, and then we come back in here and it's been a year and a half, and they've like put a bunch of plates over the rifts. Like, that does not really make sense to me. I'm like, wouldn't something have happened with these tears before you were able to patch them up? I don't know. It just felt like it was this, it really like ramped up at the end of last season, and I was ready for us to just keep on riding that high, but it just took a huge dive again as far as like action goes. I mean, I think it picks up a little bit more as the episodes go on, but for episode 1, I was just feeling like, man, I was ready to fucking keep it moving, you know?
Yeah, I totally feel you. And especially, I think very close to the beginning, there was, we meet Holly and she's at home, and Karen is just cooking breakfast or something, and the house is normal. I'm like, why is nobody concerned? Everybody is completely normal. And then we find out with Robin, she's doing this radio show, and she kind of just gives it a real big, long history. She does it very cleverly, and it's cute, but this is why this is how we got where we're at right now. She does this long rant of all of the details. And I guess, I mean, how could they have done it? Maybe the first episode picks up where it left off, and then at some point says a year later, like that. Yeah. And then gets us to where we are now.
I just thought those tears in Hawkins, like the ones that meet into the one, part in the center, like I just thought something was going to happen from there. Like those are actual tears into the Upside Down, right? Yeah. So why aren't the creatures coming through the tears? Like it just felt like it was the climax of whatever Vecna's evil plan was. And then like nothing happens long enough for the military to go in and like patch up all the tears. I don't know. That just didn't quite connect. Like I wish they wouldn't have had this. We wouldn't have come back and there's this like, okay, everything's kind of gone back to normal-ish. And here's what we're doing now. I wish it would have just kept, like you're saying, at that same time. Like I don't know.
And move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember when we just watched them all recently. Was Vecna damaged enough that the Demogorgons, didn't they like drop? They like kind of fell, but she still did die for that moment. So the plan, or the whatever the spell or the whatever the thing was, since she did die, everything did that exploded tearing thing, but he maybe was still so damaged that he couldn't carry through the rest of the plan just yet.
Yeah, maybe. And if that's the case, again, I think I could have been okay with like let's pick back up where we left it and see that nothing's happening with the tears and see that everything got patched up. It just felt very much like, oh, what the fuck did I miss? Because also Jade was like, they're being quarantined? Like, I don't remember that. And I think that's true, unless I'm forgetting something. Mm-hmm. We leave the last season with them actually evacuating. Everybody's evacuating Hawkins. And now we pick back up in this season and everybody's quarantined.
They were not quarantined before because we just watched that. Yeah. They, people were trying to leave, but a lot of people were staying in their home. And that's where we get Robin and Steve and Dustin going and helping people that were displaced and creating the meals and donating clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were evacuating unless they didn't say specifically. I mean, maybe they played, I don't remember them saying, I got the feeling they were evacuating, but
yeah, I think they were. And so I don't know. It just felt sort of like they didn't have a plan to continue that trajectory. And so that they had to rethink and replan out how this was going to pick back up in season 5, which I'm not a huge fan of. But as the episodes go on, I think it's great. And I like what happens from there. There's just one thing that I felt like was kind of a miss. And, season 2 of Severance did this kind of too, where it was like, really thought we were going to like start off with a bang, but it ends up sort of like getting back into the swing of what was happening in season 1. And it's like, well, what's the point of this like gigantic cliffhanger?
Yeah.
if we're not going to like pay it off. I don't love that, but
that thing still makes me very angry.
Yeah, I'm
so very fuck
not
that.
a fan of that. Yeah. Anywho, on to episode 2.
Yes. Okay. All right. Episode 2, chapter 2, The Vanishing of Holly Wheeler, directed and written by the Duffer Brothers. So the Demogorgon attacks and severely injures Mike and Nancy's parents, Karen and Ted, before disappearing with Holly to the Upside Down. 11 follows the Demogorgon through a gate into the Upside Down and finds Hopper, and the two search for Holly until they encounter a giant, disgusting wall surrounding the edge of Hawkins. Jonathan accuses Steve of competing for Nancy's attention before a bloody Dustin finds them, while Lucas continues tending to a comatose Max in hopes she will wake up. As Karen and Ted remain hospitalized, Nancy and Mike theorize that Mr. Whatsit, Holly's imaginary friend, may have been real and involved in Holly's disappearance. Robin proposes using Will's, this is obviously the first time I'm reading this. Robin proposes using Will's telepathic sorry, guys. Robin proposes using Will's telepathic link to the hive mind to track Holly in the Upside Down. Karen informs Nancy and Mike that Mr. Whatsit's first name is Henry, whom they realize is Vecna's human form. Will discovers that his earlier visions were actually Vecna's POV as he stalked Holly, realizing he can know Vecna's targets before they are taken.
Yeah. I feel like,
what do you think? What are your takes?
I feel like this episode where the Demogorgon attacks Mike and Nancy's parents was fucking scary and gory and just much more high stakes than I think I was expecting it to be. So I was like really happy with it. Although I don't want to see them die or anything, but yeah, it just has felt like somewhat safe as far as people outside of the core group of kids go. Mm-hmm. But now, all of this is spilling over into the town and affecting the parents, adults, other people, a lot of people. We'll get to that later. But I really liked this, and I thought, I'm really glad they didn't die, but it really makes it feel scary. The stakes are high. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I loved this. It was, it was terrifying. It was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I love Karen. So I saw a post, it was pretty funny, that it's like, why isn't anyone talking about the fact that, and I don't remember who posted it, sorry, it was just in my feed, but why isn't anyone talking about the fact that no one loves Ted? Because even when the kids went to the hospital, no one asked about or checked on their dad.
That's true, yeah. That's true.
Poor Ted. We care about you, Ted.
Although he is in an induced coma.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But no one seemed too sad. But you're right. He is an induced. What are you going to say? What are you going to do?
Right.
Well, you're right. I don't know. Lucas spends a lot of time with Max and she's in her coma. So
yeah, true. True. Poor guy.
Poor guy. Yes, I loved this as well. I had a feeling Mr. Whatsit was Henry, Vecna's human form. Mm-hmm. I just had a feeling, and then when they showed that one moment where Holly was at school and she went over to the fence and she saw someone and all you could see was his hand. I was like, I think that's Henry's hand. But that was really cool. I just thought maybe that was him that was trying to talk to her. So, loved that. Is this the episode where Will kind of stands up to himself with his mom? And yeah, because Robin was saying to use his telepathic powers and they sneak away to go and do that. Because okay. I really liked that. I really liked to see him starting to get more and more angry because he was kind of the character where he's just always reaching on the back of his neck.
Yeah,
That's his main thing.
Yeah.
And I noticed when everybody's having a moment of joy and happiness, he starts touching the back of his neck and freaking out. Because remember when they were all on the picnic bench and they were all having a moment of fun, then and he's like, oh, because he was spinning. And they're like, oh no, Will. I'm like, Will is just like the buzzkill. That's his name. He's pretty quiet and then he's the buzzkill. So it was cool, anyways, to see him kind of coming into his own and saying, no, let me take part in this. Let me do something. I'm a grown ass man now, Mom.
I'm an adult.
I'm an adult.
Can't tell me what to do. No, I liked that too. I liked that they went off and did it and then came back and he's just like, your idea sucked. Like, my idea or Robin's idea was better. And so we went and did it and we found this information. And I mean, I think it's not until later, but there is a moment where she's sort of like, no, I get it. Like, I'm glad that you were right ultimately in the end, but I just want you to be safe, obviously.
I love Joyce.
Yeah.
I love her.
I do too. Jade cannot stand Winona Ryder. Like, oh really? Yeah, like cannot stand her acting, and I don't mind it. I don't know. I think she's cute and she does a good job of being a mom. Yeah. Yeah, I really like her.
I'm just gonna say, guys, I just am not a fan of Jonathan still. I'm just not a big fan of Jonathan. I wish Nancy and Steve were together. I'm a humongous fan of Steve, as you know, with the rest of the world. Yeah. And I don't know. I'm sorry. He's just kind of a blah character. And I
agree. I'm with you. Yeah. And this whole conversation where they get into it about like, oh, we're competing for Nancy's attention. It's annoying that this is happening to me. I feel like this is one of those things where it's like the stakes are too high for this to be a priority for anybody right now. It just is not making sense to me. And but I did like this. I did like that there was ultimately a moment where they kind of like butted heads and got honest about it. And they cut deep, like both ways. I was like, oh, Jesus, like, don't say that.
Yeah, I know. It was uncomfortable.
Yeah. People are really like, they're really being mean to each other, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, Dustin and Steve's fight too.
Yeah.
Was really sad.
Tensions are high right now.
Yeah, tensions are real high.
So I think we can move on to episode 3.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to episode 3, chapter 3, The Turnbow Trap. I didn't do this at first, but then you did it, and so now I'm going to do it. The director is Frank Darabont, interestingly. And what is the other one? It was written by Caitlin Schneiderhan.
Nice.
Okay. Vecna targets Holly's classmate and bully, Derek Turnbow, as his next victim. Hopper and 11 fail to break through the massive wall and are ambushed by soldiers, but manage to overpower them. Hopper and 11 interrogate Lieutenant Akers, concluding that Dr. K is holding Vecna at the base. Will, Nancy, and Mike inform the group that Vecna lured Holly by claiming he was her imaginary friend, prompting them to devise a plan to use Derek as bait to trap the Demogorgon and plant a tracker in it to reach Holly before more children are taken. The group arms themselves using weapons smuggled in by Murray and enlists Erica to drug Derek and his family. Mm-hmm. The team splits up, transporting the unconscious family to an abandoned barn while converting Derek's house into a trap for the Demogorgon. The plan unravels when Derek wakes up and Will realizes the Demogorgon has located his group. Meanwhile, Holly finds herself in Henry's childhood home. In a nearby forest, she encounters Max.
Okay, that is like definitely doesn't do the unveiling of Max justice.
I know. I was like,
shit.
As I was reading it,
I
was like,
paused. You're like, do I just end it like that?
I know. I was like, is that when this happens? Is that even?
Oh shit! So
true?
I do remember the episode ending. Yeah, where it was panning up and you see the boots and then she ducks down and it's Max and we were like, oh shit, it's Max. I thought for sure, this is what I thought with that. The letters in the mailbox, I know we're standing towards the end, but Holly received a letter in the mailbox of Henry's home. And it was like, hi, it's Henry. I'm in trouble. Meet me here at this wall. And obviously knew it wasn't Henry, but I thought maybe because the little girl was reading A Wrinkle in Time, that there was some time travel situation happening. And maybe it was the boys. Maybe I didn't know how or why, but maybe the boys somehow, you know how sometimes movies do that. It's going to loop around where we're going to see the boys leaving this note at some point and then her finding it. And then when it was a wall, I thought, oh, this is the wall. This is the big pussy wall. It just looks pretty in this land. So maybe she's there on the other side of the wall and maybe they're going to get her. No. This is not what that was at all. I was shocked.
I thought that too, for sure. We were like, oh, it's the wall. Great. Yeah. She's going to be able to just walk through this little crevice and get over there. Like there's a gap in the wall somewhere is what we thought. But no, that doesn't seem to be what happened. I don't mind starting at the end. Let's continue to talk about this because earlier in this episode, whenever she gets the thing in the mailbox, I turned to Jade and I was like, I want to tell you my theory on who this is, but I don't want to ruin it for you if I'm right. But if I'm right, I also want you to know that I was right. And so
I love it.
He was like, well, hold on. I have my own theory. And I was like, okay, what's your theory? And he was like, I think it's Max. And I was like, fuck, that's a really much better theory than my theory.
He thought it was Max?
Only because he said he like wouldn't have thought of it had I not asked him that. And he like sat back and thought like, who could this be that would be kind of trapped in this mind situation with Holly?
Fuck,
so
Jade.
Obviously he was right.
That's good.
I was like, mine was just more hopes and dreams. Because I was like, it's Eddie. And he goes, oh, did he die off screen? And I said, no, he very much died on screen. I just want them to bring him back so bad. But I have seen some stuff online that's like people are sort of theorizing that he will get brought back. I don't know how, or like it seems very improbable because he did die on screen. But I just feel like he was so good. He was such a good character and such a great actor that it feels like they would be doing themselves a disservice. But I also don't want it to feel shoehorned in either. You know, like that would suck. But I think what I've seen is that he ends up being taken by Vecna and he's like a bad character or something. So I don't know where people are getting that, though. I think it's pure theory, but anyway, that was my hope, but I was wrong and Jade was right and it was Max, which is also good.
So I can tell you, my kids also were like, it's Eddie. What if it's Eddie? Oh my God, it's Eddie. What if it's Eddie? They were really hoping it was Eddie. And I was like, oh, that would be amazing. But he died, but maybe not. I mean, it's not like Dustin held him and was crying for quite a while, but then he didn't then check his pulse again. I mean, maybe he wasn't fully dead. I'm pretty sure he had to run away at some point and they had to get out of there. So,
yeah, I mean,
maybe
Max
he had
was dead.
Still a little bit of a heartbeat. But yeah, if 11 could bring Max back, then I'm sure Vecna could bring Eddie back.
Yeah.
And why couldn't he?
It's a possibility. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not giving up on it.
Yeah, I'll take him evil even.
Bring him back.
If I need to.
Yeah, if I need to, if that's the way this goes.
Do we get Billy too? He was
bring them all back.
Really dead though. Like he didn't have a middle section.
Yeah.
Very, very dead.
Torn up.
It was pretty to look at, but he had a big hole. So that might not work.
Yeah, probably not. But the reveal of Max, I felt like was annoying. I felt like it was way too long. Like they were just really the long shot panning up or tilting up to be exact it takes so long and I'm like just show him to us.
I was really happy when we saw Max. I was wondering what was going to come of Max. Like, how were we going to see her? So that was really cool. I was happy with that.
Me too. And it makes sense because she's like behind this wall, so she can't be reached by 11. So I like how this is all coming together.
And so on social media, I'm seeing a lot about Derek Turnbow was the character we never knew we loved so much.
I know. Totally.
He was great. He was absolutely phenomenal, this little kid. So much fun. You're like, ooh, you hate him and love him all in one episode. Such a quick character arc.
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to say too. Like the speed at which you go from fucking hating this kid to laughing at everything he says is so fast, so well done. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's just excellent. I loved this. This is where we really became huge fans of Holly. What a little badass girl. Like, she is just so fucking cute. She has the cutest style.
I love her
super brave
dress.
Yeah, her little cape and everything she has going on. Because at first, when we first saw her and there was so much of her, she was cute, but I was like, you know, whatever. It's Mike's little sister. But now at this point, I'm bought in. I'm like, oh, she is tough. She is such a tough little cookie. I just love this girl.
Yeah, me too. And I love how she now looks like her little figurine that Mike gave her.
Yes.
She like inadvertently, or maybe on purpose, we don't know, but she ends up with like a blue dress and that like I think it's like a brown overcoat thing, cape. I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
little cape and the little Boy Scout thingamajigger here, the little scarf thing with the little thing. The scarf thing with the thing.
You know. Yeah, that thing.
Oh my gosh, adorable. I also saw something that said, fun fact, that Derek's teacher, that lady who ends up being, so Derek's teacher is actually the Duffer Brothers drama teacher from school when they were in school. Yeah, I think it was high school drama teacher. They cast her in it.
What a cool thing to do, to cast her in that role. That's neat.
Super fun. I just saw that today. And so I wanted to make sure that I told you that.
Yeah.
We all still love Murray. He's so fun and so funny. And then, this was the second thing I saw. I saw a post that said, how is it that you know for sure the episode's about to get really good when Erica shows up?
I know. Totally. I love that whole interaction with them. And she's such an interesting character because she's so direct, like, and she doesn't take no shit. She wants to be involved in the plan. I don't know why they haven't learned this. We learned that last season. Okay. You just tell her what's going on and she'll be down. Don't try to give her some stupid fake reason why she should do it. Like, that whole conversation. And at the very end, Mike's like, we need you to do it because of this, this, and this. And Tina's going to hate you forever. And she's like, why didn't you start with that?
Yes. I literally said, once he said all that, I said he should have led with that. Or I said he should have started with that. And she goes, why didn't you lead with that?
I know. I had the same thought. Yes. Yeah.
You should know by now. Come on.
Yes. Yeah. And she is fucking cold, dude. She goes right into that house with that pie. She doesn't give a shit. Makes everybody eat it. And I love her line when Tina's crawled away. She's like, you should have just eaten your pie or something. Fucking stabs her in the neck. I was like, oh my God.
She's so great. Oh, I meant to say one of my favorite lines of the whole season was from the last episode, I believe, when 11 is explaining to Hopper about what happened, but she's not really explaining what happened, why the Wheelers are in the hospital and stuff. And he's like, how did that happen? And she said, Karen and her wine. Remember?
I forgot about that. Karen and her wine.
I love that. I thought it was, and he's like, what? Karen and her wine. And then I do have to say that when Karen was sitting there in her pajamas and she was drinking wine, the the girls, like, all at the same time, not even realizing it, went, "That's mom." And I'm like, shut up, guys. Well, then maybe we'll have a wine bottle just in case anything happens. So,
Right,
see,
yeah.
it works out.
You have a weapon. When she grabbed that wine bottle, I was like, what the fuck is she gonna do with that? But then she fucking breaks it. And I was
Yes.
like, oh my God, Karen is fucking here to play. Like, she is gonna defend her family. And she does. She fucks that Demogorgon up for a minute. Like,
because if you think about it, we're like, no, that's not going to stop him. But she doesn't know. She's never even seen a Demogorgon before. She doesn't know. She does not know what's going on.
Yeah.
So she's going to, I mean, a normal animal thing, if you stabbed it a bunch of times with a broken wine bottle and it was gushing blood, it would be really hurt.
Yeah. She was just so badass in that moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Now I see it. Now I see where Nancy gets it. Because I fucking love that Nancy is a badass too. She fucking got her sawed-off shotgun.
Nancy, I liked her even. I think this is the most I've liked Nancy. I've always liked her. I've always liked her. She's spunky. She's fierce. She's really wicked smart. But in this one, I don't know. There was something about her. I'm like, Nancy is a real badass.
Yeah, I love her. She's very brave, very fearless. And now I liked this through line where you see that her mom has this same. She's going to stand and defend her family instead of like running, you know?
Yes.
Great.
I liked the trap that they created.
Me too.
I thought that was, well, especially that barbed wire thing. This was super tense. I loved all of this.
I like how it goes well for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Overall, it was a success. Like, even when I was reading this thing and it's like it unravels, like kind of, but they did get the tracker in the Demogorgon, which was the main goal.
Exactly. I love how you can see the Demogorgon traveling through the lights.
Yeah.
As well. Just all these little elements are so cool. And then, it goes back to the barn and you have this kid, fucking Dennis is so cute. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll listen. And then he's like, fuck you, pretty much. So great. This moment, I thought that Joyce was going to be killed. And I was like, oh my God, it's going to happen right now. Because the kids have been gearing me up for the past 2 months. They're like, Mom, there's all these TikToks on who's going to die. People are guessing who's going to die and why. So honestly, I was expecting a lot more death. So I was very happy, but every single person, like I thought Karen was dead. I thought for sure, oh my God, this is when Joyce is going to die. And this is devastating. When 11 was, because I believe, was this when they were, or is this the next episode when they were in the...
Yeah, I think that is the next.
Okay, then I won't say anything about that. But just like one thing after another, I'm like, oh, this person's going to die. And they didn't. So I was very happy with this. I was expecting a lot more death.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like a hard balance, right? Because on one hand, I've seen a lot of people online complain about like the kids having like plot armor and not dying. And it feels like the stakes aren't there. Like there's just no stakes because no one dies ever. I don't know if I totally agree with that. I feel like there are stakes. I mean, wasn't it Barb in the first season, like, gets taken? And she wasn't a main character by any means, but I think that sets us up to feel like anybody could get, killed or taken at any moment. But I do feel like the stakes are high enough. I won't be surprised if people die in the second part of this season, though.
Well, it's actually seeing Max get her limbs all cracked.
Yeah.
That was fucking intense. I didn't think
and she
that
did
was going to happen. Yeah, and she did die for a moment. Yeah, you brought her back, but seeing that happen to her and them not being successful at stopping it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the one thing I'll say is, for Holly, I was like, Henry's house is pretty legit. When they opened up on the scene and she has like all of this waffles and breakfast, and I'm like, this isn't so bad.
I know. She's like making food. I was like, but you would never. You'd just eat cereal or some like, well, you're not going to bake for yourself.
Yeah.
I love how, too, at the very end of this, Derek is convinced, obviously, once the Demogorgon shows up and doesn't end up fucking them up. He's like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm with you. That was good.
He's so cute. I loved it.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move on to episode 4? I feel like there's going to be things that we have forgotten that we will end up.
Yeah. I think this is like a big bulk of the surprises, and it might recall things from the back, but yeah, let's do that. So chapter 4, it's called Sorcerer. Oh shit, I just got cold chills because I know why now, but before I don't even remember what the chapter titles are once I'm into it because I'm just in it, but now I like it. Okay. So Sorcerer, it was directed by the Duffer Brothers, and Paul Disher is the writer. I just think hats off, clap, clap, clap to all of these people, because at the end of all of this, I was like, this was so fucking good. And my eyes were filled with tears. I was like, this is so good. And I looked at Steven, I was like, I wish I wrote this. This is one of those things, like, I wish I would fucking just be like, yeah, I wrote that. and then I thought, well, probably lots of different people wrote this, but I wasn't sure. But I figured a lot of people did. And this episode was fucking phenomenal. So
yeah.
Hopper and Eleven infiltrate the military base, intending to kill Vecna because they believe that the military base has Vecna. They meet Dr. K and defeat her soldiers, discovering that the captive... Oh, wait. And I just want to say, too, they meet Dr. K, defeat the soldiers, have this irritatingly long battle with her. She was fucking pissing me off.
Totally.
And then discovering that captive inside is not Vecna, it's Callie, if you remember Callie, number 8, the only other surviving Hawkins lab subject. Max explained, well, besides one, right?
That's a big old throwback to, I think, season 2.
Yes.
If you don't remember. The group of other people who have a bunch of powers. Yeah.
And then my middle daughter only saw the last episode of season 4. So she had not seen any other Stranger Things episodes.
Okay.
So when that was revealed, we were like, oh shit. And she's like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Totally.
Max explains to Holly that they are trapped inside Vecna's memories, nicknamed Camazots. Oh, nicknamed Camazots by Holly, where Max has remained ever since her brief death. Will's group is attacked by a Demogorgon until Dustin, Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan chase it into the Upside Down. Meanwhile, the military detains children in Hawkins who could be potential victims of Vecna, but they think it's 11, right?
Yeah.
Are they still on this board that 11 did all of this?
Idiots. I can't believe. I was like really kind of surprised that once again, you know, we get to a moment where they say, oh, it's 11 taking the kids. I'm like, idiots. Okay, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, no, it's really stupid. Like, come the fuck on, guys. Let's see. Will experiences a vision of Holly and 3 other children being restrained by tentacles and empty spots for 8 more. So gross. Will's group infiltrates the base to smuggle the children out of Hawkins. However, Demogorgons and Vecna burst from the Upside Down, slaughter most of the soldiers, fucking epic battle scene, at the Hawkins base, and kidnap Vecna's targets, including Derek. Before retreating back into the Upside Down, Vecna tells Will that he intends to use the children, whom he calls perfect vessels, to reshape the world. Will then unlocks psychic abilities to save Mike, Lucas, and Robin from being killed by the Demogorgons. And this has everybody cheering for Will having his moment in the unexpected, but also jaw-dropping at how hot Will has become. I see so many things, so many people talking about, never would I have thought that I would be saying that Will Byers is hot.
Okay. I need to get on Instagram, see some of these Stranger Things memes.
It's fun. It's super fun. All right, Johnny, you kick us off.
Okay, so let's talk about, I want to start at the beginning this time.
Yes.
So the Hopper and 11 get into the military base, and they do run into Dr. K. I feel like they did such a good job of getting in here. But yes, the whole scene with Dr. K was like irritating me because it goes on for a very long time. And then fucking 11 stabs her and she acts like she has not been stabbed. Like stabs her in the lung. Like I swear to God, she gets her like through the ribs.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, ain't no way. You're fucking just acting like everything is fine from here. And she's like still saying fucking snippy shit to her. And I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. You just got stabbed in the lung. Stop. Whatever. She was annoying. And also, again, just why does everybody think that this is 11? Why? For what reason? Like, you don't even know. You don't have a motive, nothing. This is ridiculous. Anyway.
It was really irritating. Yeah, I was like, come on already. This is, yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. And I thought, even the kids were all like, just die already. Fuck. Yeah. I was like, Hopper, kick her in the face while that thing is strangling you. But then I said, you know what, kids, it's Linda Hamilton. So they're probably going to give her a little bit more time.
Totally.
A little bit more airtime.
Yeah. They gotta let her get some more lines in before she dies.
Yes, exactly.
I hated that they killed the first lab guy that they come across because they try to take his card, but he doesn't have clearance. And they don't kill him, kind of, but they indirectly do because they put him in the closet after he's passed out and the other military people come in and shoot him. And I was like, well, that guy didn't deserve to die.
No, not at all.
Jesus.
He was just showing up for work.
Totally. He was willing to do whatever they needed of him. He just didn't have anything that they needed.
Yes.
Like, sorry. Yeah.
I also thought at this during these scenes, oh no, Hopper's gonna die. He's gonna blow himself up. That moment between Hopper and 11, I had some tears. And she's like, Pop, she loves him. They have such a beautiful relationship. I just love these two.
I know, me too. It's so sweet. I did rewatch season 4 before starting this. And I don't remember if I told you this, but I literally cried like 4 fucking times. Like throughout the last couple of episodes.
Didn't tell me that.
Why is this still getting me over and over again? It was so emotional.
You didn't tell me that. I cried through the whole rewatch too.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Ugh. Eddie and Hopper and when they reunite. Anyway. Yes, I was also like, Hop, what the fuck, bro? You're gonna just like blow yourself up?
And he would. If Vecna was really in there and that's how you get rid of him and stop everything for everybody.
Yeah. Of course he would.
Yeah, of course. So I was so happy when the door opened and we didn't mention, it might come up later, but we didn't mention it earlier, that the soldiers have this new weapon that emits this sound that completely disables 11.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn it, these fuckers, she's going to be like fighting Vecna and they're going to come in with their fucking things because they think she's involved or something. And
yeah,
I hope that doesn't happen. That thing was pissing me off. People are so stupid.
I know. No, I thought this was an interesting addition because they call it her kryptonite, which I think is great. And because we don't really know what it is, but it made me think what I thought was going to happen is that they really were holding Vecna and that he was incapacitated. And that's how they had created these, laser beams to incapacitate him. And I kind of thought that he was doing some stuff to make it so that they did get in there and free him so that he could be freed from the military.
Yeah.
That was wrong. That's not what ended up happening, but that was my theory for a hot second. But I am glad that they brought back Callie/8 because this whole side plot in season 2 felt so like nothing, and then we never came back to it. So I've been thinking like, I hope they find a way to tie this in, not in a bad way, in a way that feels, relevant.
Yeah.
And we only just discovered that it's her, so we'll see what happens from here. But at least they came back some way, somehow.
Yeah, and it makes sense that they would have found her because she was putting herself in very precarious situations, going after these people. It was only a matter of time that this intelligence military agency maybe could have set her up so that they could capture her. So yeah, they weaved that in nicely. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Then we get this long explanation of Max making her way through all of these memories. I thought that was pretty cool. This whole idea makes me want to read A Wrinkle in Time again. I read it when I was a kid, but I don't remember anything about it besides the name.
Okay. I've never read it.
But I'm curious. I'm curious about that.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty cool how she's traveling through. Oh, and then it was so heartbreaking when Lucas was playing the music and she almost was home and then the tape stopped.
Yeah.
And then my girls were like, he should have had that song on loop. And I'm like, there's not such a thing with a cassette tape. You have to rewind it.
It hasn't been invented yet.
Yes. Oh, it's so sad. If he only knew. He was so close.
That was very sad.
That was heartbreaking.
We were also really bummed. We were like, no, she's so close.
But I'm really curious about where this is going to lead. Like how there's something that Stranger Things does phenomenally well is every episode, or every season, I should say, every season, you have everybody working together, but they don't even know it.
Yeah. Yes.
So they're all coming at all these different angles. And then in the finale or in the final episode of the season, they're all fighting together. They're like all on the same page. And I think that's really cool because they very brilliantly do it. All of the sudden, everyone's together. And now all of the sudden, everybody is not together. And they're so far from each other, but and sometimes even seemingly, they're all trying to fight the same thing, Vecna, but at the moment they're fighting different things, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're following different paths. And I just really think they do that wonderfully.
I agree. They did such a good job of this in season 4. I know that only because I just rewatched it, but they are all in such different places, like physically, like Hopper and Joyce are in Russia.
Yeah.
And they're like helping from Russia, which is fucking crazy. And yeah, it is really cool to have them all in different places. Like, and we even have this upside down version of Hawkins where they keep calling it flipping when the Demogorgon goes, but they're flipping too. They're going from regular Hawkins to upside down Hawkins to help. I love this scene where the car full of Dustin, Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan, they go rogue on their plan and drive and they flip into the upside down to follow the Demogorgon. I love just the bravery, and Nancy says, like, do it, like, get us in there. It's great.
I love that. I remembered what I was going to say. I was really proud of myself. I was proud of myself because I kept recognizing things and going, oh, maybe this is what's happening. And then it was, and I was super proud of myself.
Yeah.
And the one moment that I was really proud of myself was after Will had that dizzy spell and was sick. And then later, Holly is on that spinny thing. And Dennis comes up and pushes it really fast. It's like whatever that thing is called where it goes around.
Merry-go-round?
Yeah, it's like
Is that right?
thing. I don't know. It's not like a merry-go-round like this. Oh, that's a Ferris wheel. Yeah. Maybe it's a merry-go-round. But when they had her view, I went, oh my God, you guys, wait a second. That was the same view that Will had. And they're like, oh, really? And then I was right. So I was proud of myself. I didn't like come to any conclusions. They had the same view.
Yeah.
There was moments together like that. And I was picking up what they were putting down.
Yeah, nice. Nicely done. I mean, the next thing on this list, because now I'm like forgetting what happened next.
Yeah.
But it talks about how the military rounds up all the children.
Mm-hmm.
This is so interesting to me because, and Jay and I talked about it a lot. He's like, what, even if they thought, that it was 11, why take all these people who could be victims and put them in one place? Like, I get that you think that you're trying to protect them, but this is like maybe not the best plan.
Yeah, because if you're trying to, that 11's going to go there because all the kids are there and then kill them all. I mean, we're asking a lot of people that still think it's 11 that's doing all of this. But one thing that was interesting, if the military just showed up at my door and was like, hey, we're taking your
we
kid.
gotta take your kid.
I'd be like, no, you're not. I mean, eventually they would have to shoot me or whatever, but it seemed like a lot of parents were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like,
because
and
why
they didn't
would
even
you
go.
be? Why would you be? Because think about it. According to everybody in the town, they think it was a natural disaster that split the town. Yeah. Maybe if they knew there was an evil thing with these evil demons and my kid was targeted and they were going to protect my kid, that might be a little more believable. But no, they just think there was an earthquake.
Yeah. And
there's no way.
Jade and I were also like, why don't they just wait until the next morning and pick everybody up and be like, oh, surprise field trip? You know, like that would cause so many less questions, I think, as a parent. Yeah. You know?
Or they're like, hey, guys, if TT's school showed up right now and like, hey, we're doing this impromptu field trip, I'd be like, yeah, to a human trafficking ring. Like, I'm not going to fucking say, sorry. You need to plan this shit out and give me
I need to sign a thing.
Slip. Yeah, there's no fucking way that I'm going to send my kid. Yeah, because they couldn't have said, we're going to protect them from what? Earthquakes?
Right.
You know, like what exactly? It literally, that was the pretense that it was going to be. I didn't even think about that until now.
Well, did they say that? I don't remember.
Well, couldn't have been. Like, well, I wonder what they did say, though. You had military people with machine guns. Yeah. The teacher was there. We're going to go take a tour of the base at dinner time.
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
I guess the parents felt like they didn't really have a say because they had guns. Yeah. But I don't know. That was crazy. It seemed like the parents were like, oh, okay.
That, I agree, was crazy. Unrealistic for sure. But I do love that it gives our boy Derek a chance to like be the hero. And I love just this scene of him walking up to the military base. And he's like, my school is gone. And they just bring him in. His whole, like, from this point forward, I just adore him. He's cracking me up, and his like he's doing guided meditations.
Oh my God. And how he whacks them on the head when it's their turn to go into the bathroom.
Yes. So good.
This whole using the tunnels. Okay. I will say this. Look, you know the type of stuff that we watch and all of that. I'm not like shocked by anything, or I'm not like trying to be prude. I just thought it was very weird, this conversation in the middle of Stranger Things about dick, hard dick, soft dick, all that. Because again, you guys know I'm not like uptight or prude or anything, but why? This has never really been the tone throughout any of the seasons of Stranger Things. And now there's like this whole little focus of it, and everyone is talking about this and using this dick joke. Yeah. I thought to myself, oh, some people might be upset with this. Like, I mean, I thought at first parents might be upset with this over use of the dick joke. But then I thought, well, there's parents are probably going to be parents like me who are letting their kids watch this in the first place. Yeah. So we're probably fine. But no, this I just thought was like, okay.
Yeah, I agree. We were also getting annoyed with it. It's like, I think it could have been okay just as its own first joke, like with Robin when she was saying it. Like, I think that could have been okay. But then the fact that we like continue it, Jade and I we were like rolling our eyes. We were looking at each other and we were like, oh, okay, like get on with it. We get it.
You know what this felt like? And maybe it's a nod to this. Probably not, but maybe. It felt like the very weird children love scene in It.
Oh, yeah.
You have this whole thing, not in the movie, in the book.
Right.
So you have this whole book, and then all of a sudden the kids are like kissing each other and stuff, like all of the sudden in this one portion of the book.
Yeah.
And then you're on with the show.
I do think, and then we're just going to move on.
It's not as extreme as that, but it stands out like this moment of, you know, yes, we get it. We love Robin. She is gay. She likes girls. Like, we get it. She doesn't really like dick. And she said that. But now he's saying it. Now this. And then he's like going, oh, this is hard. Yeah, I'll make it soft. You know, when they're breaking through the ground. And like, okay.
I don't know. Yeah, it was weird. It felt very
Thank you.
juvenile in a way that just, I mean, I know that we're dealing with younger kids, but like you're saying, it's never really been the tone of the way that they talk to each other. I think had that been established early on or something, or like there'd been more of it, it would have felt less out of place. But I don't like it. And also I'm not, it's not because I really give a shit about that, but it does feel super out of place. I agree with you. I had forgotten about that. Yeah.
And you said that well. Thinking back, I could be wrong. I don't remember any of them in any of the seasons making these types of these types of sex related jokes or jokes about penises. And I know that, again, boys do that. Kids laugh at that kind of stuff. Grown people do. But I just don't ever remember that happening before. So yes, it was very out of place. And I was wondering what the point of that whole series was.
It felt weird. It felt to me like they were trying to illustrate that these kids have grown up a little bit more and they're in this phase of life where they're like a little bit more aware of this stuff and making jokes about it. But that's me giving my best guess as to what they were trying to accomplish with it. But like, I still don't like it for that reason. Like, again, the stakes are too high. Why? Like, we're trying to smuggle some fucking children.
We're kidnapping children
through the floor into some tunnels and get them away so that they don't get taken and killed. Like, it's not the time for dick jokes, you know?
Yes. I'm so glad you said this because you're right. We can see with our eyes that they are now grown men.
Yeah. And I was getting that vibe also, like through the way that they're talking and planning and thinking about things. Like, I think they did a really good job of aging the characters up along with their looks so that everything felt age appropriate, you know?
Agreed.
I don't need to know that they know about hard and soft dicks. Okay.
Thank you. I would hope they do. At this point.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
I don't need it confirmed. I will just assume.
Yes. Yes.
And that whole thing I was also wondering with Murray and Jonathan. And this whole time, we thought that he got him condoms and that maybe Nancy and him have not had sex yet. And again, why? I assumed they had. It wasn't something that was important to me. But when it was brought to my attention, I thought, well, I just assumed they had because they've been together for so long. It wasn't something that was important to me. But then there's this whole thing about... And I'm thinking, oh, there's condoms in there. And he's teasing him about not sleeping with her. But then we find out there was an engagement ring in there. I
think you're right. This is another moment that felt weird to me, like a little out of place. Same kind of thing here, where it's like, it wasn't what was in there. It was an engagement ring. But the whole conversation with Murray was meant to lead you to believe that they were talking about sex. And then at that point, I did think that they were talking about sex. And I was like, this is creeping me out, dude. Like, Murray doesn't need to be this invested in Jonathan and Nancy, these two young adults. Like I think they're probably still minors, if I were to guess, having sex. Like, that's so fucking weird. And then it's revealed that we're not talking about that. We're talking about a ring. At first, I thought it was weed. I definitely thought there was just joints in there because he was like, this will expand your mind. And I was like, oh, he's getting him weed. But I don't know. That I agree. That felt the same way. It was like, why are we doing this? And then...
Yeah, when I thought it was condoms, I'm like, they don't have time for this right now.
Right. Yeah.
Like, when are they going to... And if they sneak off and do that, this is going to be so... Do that. I made it sound so disgusting. It's not. I'm just saying, when in this world are they going to say, before we go with our guns and everything, let's sneak off and use these condoms? This is not going to work. It's not going to fit in the storyline.
Totally. But then when it's revealed that it's an engagement ring, I'm also like, what the fuck, Jonathan? What? In what scenario do you think it must be that he's feeling that they are not? And it's like a last ditch effort to, like, it's a Hail Mary to keep them in a relationship, right?
It's got to be, because here's the thing. My girls told me that those two actors that play Nancy and Jonathan are dating in real life, that they're a real life couple. And I was surprised because I feel they have 0% chemistry on screen.
Yeah.
0. So they must have chemistry in real life. Why isn't that coming through?
Yeah.
Like that chemistry between her and Steve is so intense. I really did think that maybe it was going to go that route, that they were going to reconnect. But then Steve goes on this whole rant about how they're just friends and that how Jonathan needs to step up. And I was like, oh, Steve doesn't love her. She doesn't love Steve, because they're so aligned on everything. But it's just because they're best friends. And really, she's going to be with this guy that they have 0 chemistry. He's going to ask her to marry him. I don't know what's going on there. It seems like, I think if I was in a movie with Steve, unless he was really pissing me off because he was complaining a lot, or if I was complaining or whatever it was, I think we would have great chemistry, because we do. Like, it's not going to be hard for me to pretend that I love him and I'm attracted to him. But I don't see that with them. I never have. Never.
But I do think that's the point. I mean, as of now, I do think I do think we're headed for a breakup in the show, and she will end up probably with Steve. Or
Okay.
I think so. Yeah,
I
feel like they laid the groundwork for that definitely in the last season, and they do have a lot more chemistry. So I think it is a testament probably to the acting. I mean, I agree that I don't think they've ever had chemistry. So like in the beginning when they were supposed to be liking each other, I wasn't getting that.
No.
Yeah, but I'm especially not getting that now, and I think it's intentional. And that's why he's like doing a Hail Mary, let's get married situation, because I think he feels that it's slipping away from him.
Yeah, buddy, it is.
Yeah.
Because you just need to be a lot more engaging and like, I don't know.
Just go ahead and break up.
Oh
What are we doing?
In season 4, when all he was doing was smoking weed and like just like this all the time, I was like, oh my God, she is so ambitious. She has so much fire. There's no way that this guy is keeping her interested. Sorry, guy. There's someone else for you. It's not Nancy.
Yeah, agreed.
But then I think about what's to come, like where they're at now, where this ended, which we'll talk about in a moment, we promise. And they're going to fit in a breakup and a new romance in here. Well, maybe they could have slipped that in there if they didn't have so many dick jokes. Okay, so we'll see.
Get rid of the dick jokes. Bring us back. No, I don't even think that I really don't think that it would take much time, because they've laid the groundwork. I really think it will probably end up being, I mean, maybe Jonathan dies, maybe, leaving her open to be with Steve.
Hold me, Steve. Yeah, because in the Upside Down, when Steve was shirtless, and there was lots of moments in season 4. Lots of moments of this. They've always had good chemistry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll calm down off that now.
I'll calm down. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So now we're at
final battle.
Yes.
It's the final countdown. This was baller. Oh, one thing I'll say that will lead to this. Oh, it is so unfair that those Demogorgons can just make tears wherever they want to make tears, in and out, in and out. So I'm wondering if that's why I wish I would have remembered anything about A Wrinkle in Time. I wonder if the group will figure out how to do that. And they'll be like tear. Isn't that what it is? It's almost like tearing time. It's going across parallel universes.
Yeah, I mean, in one of the episodes, I remember the teacher was talking about wormholes.
Yes.
It's kind of like a wormhole.
Yes.
That would be cool if they learn how to do that. Otherwise, because they've just been going in with the trucks that are going, like Hopper's just been hitching a ride with them.
Yeah, it reminds me of, if you have seen The Incredibles, the cartoon.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I won't ruin anything. Don't worry. But in one of them, there is a superhero character. I don't remember her name. She's a girl, but she can like make these tears like that happen. So when you're fighting her, like if I ran and jumped, she can make a tear and then like teleport herself around or teleport you other places by making these tears. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, it was so cool. Every time it happened, Jade and I were like, we were having a great time. We were like, whoa.
They're just fucking tearing open and popping up. Boom, boom, boom. Like you were totally defenseless.
Yes.
They're so strong.
Fucked. Yes. And it takes so much to kill them. Like they are not going down. Like you could be shooting them. You really have to take them out with that. Like,
cutting off their heads.
Yeah. Or the fire. Help me. Fire blaster. Fire.
Yeah. That fire gun thing.
Yeah. What is it called?
The fire hose.
Fuck, flamethrower. That's what it is.
Flamethrower. That's the real name.
Yes. Yeah. A flamethrower.
Yes. You're so right. But this, with them flying everywhere, was so fucking intense. It was so masterfully done. They were just like, didn't one of them just walk up and stomp on one of the soldiers' heads, just squash? And then
they were getting fucked up.
Yes, how it opened. I believe this is how it opened. One of the scenes was you see a dead guy or you see a guy laying there, and then like, oh, maybe that was Vecna. What was the one where you see a soldier laying there, and then two long fingers come out of his eyes? Yeah. That was fucking amazing.
It was Vecna, and it was one of the soldiers. That one was crazy. That's, again, like, there's a lot of shit in this season that is surprising me as far as like the gore and the action goes. I think they're really pulling it off. But yeah, that one was fucked. We were like, whoa, holy shit.
We all were like, holy shit. And then both the kids, like TT and my middle daughter, my middle daughter goes, oh man, I didn't need to see that. And TT like looked like, oh no, is this about to be too much for me? But it wasn't. She loved it all. But that was, and I was like, holy shit. And they were like, oh my God. And I was like, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah. That was so cool. This whole battle. But I'm also like, the whole time it's happening for the kids, I'm like, just get the fuck out of there. Like, they start to realize that, these Demogorgons are coming through and the military is like focused on them. I'm like, run, dude, go get anywhere else. Take the kids. But they just stand there for like way too long and then end up getting hurt by explosions and blasts and shit.
I'm 100% on board with you, because all I kept saying was run back to the bathrooms.
Yeah.
They just came from there. There's too much shit going on right here. Nothing's going on back there. Just everybody run back to the bathrooms. No, we're going to go into that building where we have to cross the entire battle to get into that building over there.
That's such a great point. Yeah.
Was it a Radio Shack there? Yeah. To the Radio Shack, when just, how about you turn around, go back the other way?
Yep. I'm like, how would you not get hit by crossfire? Because they're just shooting guns
willy-nilly.
Yeah. I'm like, you would totally get hit. How are they not going to? And they don't somehow, but.
So then we have at this point, Robin and Murray with some kids out in the field with a truck tipped. There's Demogorgons chasing them. Then we have this battle here, this epic battle.
There is some shit going on in the tunnels under the bathroom too. So that wouldn't have been a good way to go, but they didn't know that. So I think you're right. Like,
you're right.
That would have been
Lucas was down there with some kids. And so at this point, because of what my kids were telling me, and they'll be quiet so you can talk, that my kids were telling me that, people are going to die. People are going to die. I was like, Lucas is gone.
Yeah.
Robin is gone. And then I thought, and Michael is gone? No.
Yeah.
They're going to do that to us right now. Because I guess the kids also saw the cast was saying this final season is devastating. And so I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to kill. And then I wavered. I'm like, no way they're killing Michael right now. Maybe. Yeah. But I was like, oh my God, all three of these people are going to die right fucking now. And they didn't, Tawny. Why?
They did not. They did not. This is very stressful. And I for sure thought they were going to cliffhanger us here. Like, I thought everyone was going to be in major peril by these Demogorgons, and they were just going to end the episode and cliffhanger us. And I was like, I just know they're going to do it. I'm going to be pissed, but that's the way it goes. Luckily, that did not happen, though, because all these Demogorgons are going to take what feels like the death blow of these people, and they get frozen in the air because fucking Will finally realizes who he is. Not quite sure how that relates. It feels like that's a different thing going on about his sexuality, but sure, I'm on board. And he, like, finally, after seasons, you know, of being like connected to this, he realizes he can control this to some degree. So he stops all the Demogorgons, and he has somehow powers like 11.
Yeah.
And he is holding them, and he fucking Vecnas them, makes them all break all their limbs, kills them. And I was like, cool. Like, I knew that was going to happen, but I'm still very pleased at the way that this happened.
You knew that was going to happen?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they've been like hinting at it for a very long time, that will come through in some really great way because he has some connection to the Upside Down.
Yes, I guess you're right. I did think that he would play a part, but not that.
I don't know
that magnitude. I thought like using his visions and how he could see things.
Yeah. I thought he would be able to control the Hive. I don't think I had taken it that, I mean, but he has more power than I assumed, you know, because he is able to just, I mean, physically like hurt them. But
you're totally right, because there's one scene where he is, there was a scene between him and Michael where Michael was talking about, and this was also the scene where Robin saw a spark that, see, I thought that Will loved Mike this whole time since they were little. I thought Will loves Mike and Will is gay. This is what I thought. But then TT was like, no, Mom, no, he doesn't love Mike. No, that's not it. Blah, blah, blah. And so when this moment happened and Robin saw it after having the whole conversation about you got to be true to yourself and all of this, I was like, I told you, TT. She's like, oh, well, first of all, TT went, oh, I knew it. And I said, oh, you did not know it. I told you. And you told me that I was wrong. And she's like, no, I was just saying. And I'm like, sure. Yeah. So I loved your little thing there where you're like, he finally knows who he is, but it's kind of like he knows like he has powers, but he also knows this. So
I mean,
anyway,
maybe it was because like he feels free now to do like whatever, because that is the point.
This is who I am.
Yeah.
That block that's been holding him down, right?
Yeah.
Is released. So, but when I was like, oh my God, why? Oh, sorry. Him and Mike are having a conversation where he says something like, are you sure you're not controlling them? Because you might be. And then I thought of when they were at the barn and that Demogorgon ends up running away, which you never see them do. I thought the same thing. I thought, oh, maybe is the Demogorgon having like sparks of empathetic feelings because Will is inside their mind. I thought that too. But then when they showed Will, I was like, what is happening right now? And they showed Will like this. I was like, oh,
yeah,
this is amazing. And then when he cracked him, that was, this nose blood. And
yeah, that was great.
So
good. Such a great way to
meme. It was so cute. It had like some soccer team was like waiting on a call or something. I don't know, but it was a meme of a soccer team. And then all of a sudden they're like, and like the whole stadium erupts and the players run onto the field and all of this. And it said, this is the end of season 5 of Stranger Things.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, that was so good. So like been waiting for Will to be able to help in a big way. And now they have fucking 3 people who can all do the same things. You've got 11, Will, and Callie. And so I think they're about to fuck some shit up.
Yeah, right before that, Vecna says something to him that, what I what I did to you broke you or snapped you or something in some way internally. Well, he did not realize how. I guess he was hoping it broke him in a bad way, but it did not.
No.
So is he going to... I hate those things, by the way, that are putting those slugs in the kids.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking
terrible.
hate seeing that sick thing. I hated it when they pulled it out of Will's mouth and he was vomiting slugs, and I hate it now. Gross.
Ugh. Terrible.
They got to save those kids. All of those kids are like that. But anyways, so is he... I wonder if he'll break all of those kids. Well, yeah, but Will really... Like when he had all that dust go into him and stuff like that, that was fucking insane. Like this kid's never gonna, even if none of this, final season stuff happened, he was never gonna live a normal life.
No, never. Yeah. He's gonna be in therapy forever.
Yeah.
For this.
Yes. So I am really excited to see. I'm really excited to see what happens. I can't wait to see what happens next.
I know. I'm like sad that we have to wait for it a whole another month.
I know. I guess they thought, maybe we should have paced ourselves. They knew we wouldn't, though.
No.
No one's...
Of course not.
And if you are pacing yourself, it's because you weren't that into the show. Or you're very, very busy. But like really busy. Because I stayed up till 2 with the family watching this.
Or you're very disciplined and you're holding it. We did one a day, but even that was difficult. Yeah.
Oof, that's really good.
But even that was hard. I was like, I just want to watch another one.
Yeah, we watched it till 2 Thanksgiving evening and then slept in a little bit the next day. I think it's really brilliant how they released these because it's all on days that a lot of people have off.
Yeah.
Well, at least in the States, a lot of people have these, Thanksgiving weekend, Christmas, and then New Year's Eve. So thank you.
I agree. I think this is good strategically. And I was trying to lobby for like a Thanksgiving, series premiere watch party. But unfortunately, Jade and I are the only people who watch Stranger Things in a house full of people who don't. So that wasn't going to happen. But now I'm wondering if I can do the same for Christmas with my family. Like, I don't know if all my cousins are watching it, but I'm like, maybe. I love the idea of just like having something that all of us together can experience that we're excited about. So I do think it's a very smart idea. Like this is definitely the Stranger Things holiday year.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get, I've been looking. So if you see anything, let me know, a Stranger Things ornament.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to have it to remember this epic year.
I did see a lot of Stranger Things on Box Lunch. So I'll send you a link.
Okay.
I was looking at those even before the episodes were out. So like the shit wasn't making sense to me. It was like all the van, the like squawk van and building. And I was like, I don't know what any of this is.
This is so much fun. I love this show so much. I will say I had that whole feeling when it was over. Well, what am I doing with my life now?
Yeah.
I was so excited for it to arrive. I told everybody, no matter where I was, I told the rabbi, anybody who asked me what I'm doing for Thanksgiving, I said, we're eating at the in-laws and then we're all watching Stranger Things. And then it was over. And I'm really, this is going to sound silly, but I think you'll relate. I think everyone actually listening will relate because we love movies and we love good TV shows. That's who we are as a people in a community.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like I'm going to feel a little bit depressed on New Year's Day. It's over. And who knows what's going to happen too. It makes me feel a little nervous.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to tear my heart. Like people are going to die, I imagine. And then it's going to be so wonderfully epic that the next day it's kind of going to be like, oh, okay, where do we go from here?
Yeah, it's gonna feel exhaust like that after you build something up so much and then the day after when it's done, you're like, oh,
because you have nowhere to go but down.
Yeah,
right. When you have so much emotionally invested, and I'm gonna need a moment. We'll probably just turn off the show at the end and kind of go into our rooms and cry. Begin to rebuild.
Yeah, exactly. Begin to rebuild. Well, mid January, a new Game of Thrones spin-off is starting, so at least there's that to look forward to.
I have not watched any of them.
I don't, but you watched Game of Thrones, right? You got
yes, yeah. We did watch Game of Thrones, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that House of the Dragon was as good as Game of Thrones, so I don't have super high hopes for this next one, but maybe. Also, I'm still going to be watching it, so.
And this is going to sound really weird coming from me, but I know there's lots more of those monsters coming out, but I might be serial killered out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not as excited to hear about like death and true crime.
That's fair.
I haven't listened to a true crime podcast, I would say, in a month.
Wow. That's a really long time, actually.
Yeah.
For you.
I don't know.
Sometimes you just have, phases where you don't want
to. It's
to.
crazy that I think it's weird that I don't want to hear about those things when it's probably just like really, I'm becoming more normal, I think.
I think you just have phases.
Yeah.
Times when I feel that way sometimes, even with horror. It's very rare. But every once in a while, I have a moment where I just feel like I could just use something really light.
Yes, for sure.
Again, it's not often, but...
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Will you have anything else?
Let's just maybe let's give our, let's try to predict. No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to give it a rating. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Okay. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Okay, there we go. What's our predict? Let's do the predict. I like this idea.
Yeah. Like, what do we think is going to happen? I hadn't heard that. I mean, I haven't looked at much of anything online, but the fact that they're saying that it's devastating. I mean, some people are going to die for sure. 100%. Who's going to die?
Hopper said it's devastating. That's what he said. But I told the kids, because the kids kept telling me, people are predicting that all these people are going to, that the cast is giving hints that a lot of people are going to die. So finally she showed me that, and where, sorry, I only know it was Hopper, but Hopper goes, yeah, it's devastating. There is going to be a lot of people crying. However, that being said, the ending, I'm already predicting the ending of it. The fact that it's ending is devastating. Just like if you think of the end of Friends or the end of whatever show you loved, when it's the end, it breaks your heart, even if it's all happy, because it's a tearjerker. I imagine the whole thing will be very devastating because it's over, even if it's lovely.
Totally. Like it sounds like they haven't said verbatim. Yeah. A lot of people are going to die. No. Like that's different than it'll be devastating, because it can be devastating for many reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't. I mean, maybe they have, but the kids couldn't produce anything where they said that. Just that it's devastating.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if some people die, though, because they have not died yet. It's been a long time.
Sorry. I have to show you. I'll have to send it to our Discord or send it over to you. I saw the cutest thing. It was the script reading where, all the actors get together and read the script of the final episode, everyone finding out together that Will has powers, including cool. Will. Like they didn't know. And it was so cool. So I'll send that.
Cool. That'll be fun to watch. Yeah. I do think Will's going to die. I think that just feels like something you would do to devastate your audience. Is this person finally comes into their own, accepts themselves, and has these great powers, and will ultimately sacrifice himself and die somehow. I think Hopper seems determined to die. Which makes me feel like he won't, because they're trying so hard to make it seem like he's gonna.
I also thought with Hopper that I would be devastated. I love Hop, but we already thought he was dead. Like they already fake killed him. And so now they're going to real kill him. Like,
right.
Yeah, maybe, but
I hope they don't, just because of how many times it has been
killed him.
Not fake killed him, but like we're on the verge of it, like, oh, you think he's going to die and then he doesn't. And then you think he's going to die and he doesn't. Like, it would feel unsatisfying to me to actually end up killing him. So I hope they don't, for that reason. What else? I'm really hoping they bring Eddie back somehow. Yeah. I don't know. I have no reason to think that except just that I want it to happen.
Yes.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I also want them to bring Eddie back somehow.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of contemplation in the house of who's going to die.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I thought 11 might die because she's just constantly saving them. And it would be very much in line with like a Harry Potter sort of, she sacrifices her life for everybody. But now that Will has really incredible powers too, I'm not so sure. It's almost like 11 is amazing, but Will having powers even seems more amazing, I think, because I'm so used to 11 having powers, but now Will, and he's cracking bones and stuff like Vecna does. So he has like this kind of like a power like Vecna because his eyes also go white. It's almost like he has a mix of powers of Vecna and 11 because his nose bleeds, but his eyes go white. And in Vecna, that's what happens with him and the cracking of the bones and stuff like that. I know 11 can do that too, though. She could do that little thing with her head and crack necks. But I mean, would they both die? No. I hope they don't kill Joyce. That would be, I don't know. So like, she's kind of like everybody's mom.
Yeah.
So I guess I just pretty much said, I have no idea. I think your idea of Will is a really intriguing one and would be really devastating. And I'm trying to think of all the characters. I know I see a bunch of memes like, if you kill Steve Harrington, we will revolt. Yeah. And I would be very sad about Steve like I was about Eddie. But I think Will, like everything you just explained, would be terrible.
It would just be sad because we followed him from the beginning and he finally finds the confidence to be himself and then dies.
Yeah.
I could accept Joyce dying if Joyce and Hopper die together. I don't know. I feel like for some reason
the kids.
Yeah. For some reason, every time Hopper leaves her and you think, oh shit, he's gonna die, I'm always like, but Joyce is out there, Hop. You have to like continue to live for her, you know? Like you guys have this whole life and romance that you haven't gotten to have yet. And so I could see them also sacrificing themselves to save all the kids.
I feel like it would be obscenely dark to have Hop lose 11 or lose Joyce after what he's been through.
I agree. Yeah, that would be.
And vice versa with, Joyce losing Sam and then everything she experienced with Will. But if she loses Will, this fucking scene now that you mention it would be truly fucking devastating if she tried so hard to keep him safe because of what happened. And then she loses him twice.
Yeah.
But once for final would be horrible. But if Hop died, she just lost Sam and now Hop is dying in the same. So, oh God. I think now that you mentioned it, of all the people, the most heart-wrenching storyline is like Hop losing 11 losing Hop, Joyce losing Will, or Will losing Joyce, but more the opposite, I think.
Yeah, totally. So we will see, but
I think they're going to use this time travel, obviously. Oh, I saw one more meme. I'll say that this guy, and I apologize, I didn't write any of this down because I can't give credit to anybody, but if I come across it, I will. He was saying, I hope everybody saw the Easter egg with the, oh shoot, I should have wrote it down because I don't remember, but the Back to the Future is, let me try to remember what he said. So is the Back to the Future reference in there is a flux capacitor.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So there's a flux capacitor also in the show. Mm-hmm. And then it was something along the lines of the day this takes place, when this final battle is supposed to happen, the next day would be the day that in Back to the Future they traveled back in time.
Oh,
Something
okay.
like that. I'll try to find it. But so I definitely think they're going to be able to use time travel in some way. And it's really cool how they're all coming together where maybe Max and Holly are going to fight from inside his mind.
Yeah.
Then there's going to be our, will it be a trio now? 11 and Will and 8 fighting like his body. They're going to have to attack Vecna from every inside of him, outside of him, everywhere.
Yeah.
The upside down, the upside up,
The right side up.
the right side
Yeah.
up. I'm not giving anything new. That they pretty much laid this out. But other than that, I have no fucking idea who they're going to kill.
Yeah. And I don't really know exactly how it's going to resolve. Those are just my guesses. But
TT is convinced that Holly it gets killed. I don't know why. I don't know how it gets resolved either. They defeat him.
Yeah, I mean.
And there's just no upside down anymore. And they go on living life. I'm so curious who that's going to be.
We'll see. I definitely think it'll be a bittersweet ending for sure.
Yeah, me too.
But I also came across a video that I'll share in our Discord. And it was before this season, so it doesn't have anything to do with this season really, but it was about all of their references and like nods to other things. And I should have seen it, but I guess I just was like blinders on while I've been watching Stranger Things. But they have so many references to like 80s horror, like It, Alien, Aliens, Gremlins, like, and this video shows you like, you know, side by side sort of clips of things. And it is so interesting how much they've been able to like pack in as like a nod to those things. And to me, none of them have felt really overt. And I think that's well done. But I'll share that too, because I bet that's not a mistake. The Back to the Future nod, you know?
I shared a video like this in our story.
Oh, okay.
It might not be there anymore though. But I saw something, and I agree with you. What they were showing was so well done that I didn't realize it when I was watching.
Yeah. They even have like a little alien egg in like one of the like scenes. And I like did not make the connection.
That is sick.
Yeah.
All right.
Anywho.
There's that.
There's that.
We don't know what else we're doing this month, except, of course, we'll wrap up all the next chapter and the finale. Also, before we go, well, thank you so much for listening all the way through with us. And before we go, definitely go check out our episode on, I was going to say Legend, and it wasn't. It was The Labyrinth with the Kilt and the Redneck Reviews podcast. It was a blast. We had a phenomenal conversation, so definitely go check that out. Also, while you are there on social media, if you like us, give us a follow. I just feel like my memory is not getting better. But yeah, while you're there, give us a follow, check us out, engage with us, all of that great stuff. And what else, Tawny?
If you want to support the show, you can give us a like, review, and subscribe on whatever podcatcher you're on. And we also have a Patreon, so you can support us there.
Yes.
But that is it. We'll see you next time. We hope you have such a good night. No nightmares.